Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video, and it's a book haul video, so I'm super excited. So we have lots, oh so heavy, all these books that I'm gonna show you, and then plus some more in my handy dandy tote bag. I love this tote bag so much. I take it everywhere. So I'm just gonna go through all the books. Just to note, all these books, this is a huge haul, but it didn't cost me much because my library, I got half of these books free and half of these books like super discounted. So if you're looking for like inexpensive book place, I would check out your local library or any library near you and see like events they may have, because my library has like events where like they have like, I guess, a big yearly event where they like maybe like what's it called, clear out extra books. They have like multiple copies, so they had like a big event with like free books for like all ages, kids, teens, YA, young adult, yeah, like. And then they also had like a big another year event like a month after, like super discounted books. Like some paperback books were like 25 cents, 50 cents, $1. It was like the most expensive thing was like $3, maybe for like a movie or DVD. So let's get into the book haul. Okay. Also, I do have speech impediment, where like it's harder for me to pronounce words sometimes, like whether it's the first letter or sometimes it's just harder for me to pronounce words. So that also might be why it's kind of like, that's why I'm more shy to read out loud or read summaries. So just bear with me for that. I'm trying to like, I start reading fast and then I try to slow down because I'm like tripping over the words and not pronouncing them right. So I'm trying to slow down and read them, but I'm hoping just to get more comfortable reading about them. But yeah, so that's just like a little side note, I guess. So we went to the library. Let me just show you the most recent books. These are like books I'm renting out. The rest are the ones I own. So I got this one. Oh, let's check that out. I got this one. It's called Seven Fates Chaco, I think. I got this because I picked up Jungle Juice and I love Jungle Juice, and this kind of like gave me like the same vibes possibly. So I'm gonna try to maybe get into more mangas like this again because Jungle Juice was really good. So yeah, that's how that one looks. And then I got Fangirl. I had to pick it up. It says fangirl, and I am a huge fangirl, and it's like a popular fan fiction writer, and I read fan fiction, and I wrote a few fan fiction, but it's just so funny. I'm like, I have to, because I have to read about someone writing about a girl reading fan fiction, writing fan fiction, and being like a fangirl. I think it's gonna be interesting. And I got this one, says One True Loves. Now this author, I don't know anything about this author personally, but I like all her 3-4 books were right there, and I was looking through all of them. All of them look interesting, but this is the one that I went with. So I'm gonna give some summaries of the books. Some books you probably already know about, but I'm gonna give some summaries because I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but we'll see. If I'm sharing summaries, it might be a little lengthy. But this one is Lenora Bennett has always been a force, a star artist and style icon of high school. She's a master in the subtle art of not giving a, well, you know what. But now that graduation is here, she's a little less sure. She's heading to NYU in the fall with a Scarlet U for undeclared written across her chest. Her parents always remind her that Black kids don't have the luxury of figuring it out as they go. They have to be 110% prepared, but it's a lot of pressure to be her ancestors' wildest dreams when Lenora's not even sure what her dreams are yet. When her family embarks on a post-graduation cruise, her friend Tessa is sure Lenora's in for a whirlwind romance, but Lenora knows that doesn't happen to girls like her. Then she meets Alex Lee. After the parents bond over the Cupid shuffle, she ends up stuck with him for the remainder of the cruise. He's a hopeless romantic and a golden boy with a 10-year plan. In short, he's irritating as hell. But as they get to know each other during the stops across Europe, Alex may be able to help Lenora find something else she's been looking for, even if she doesn't want to admit it to herself. Love. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna read the rest of her books if I like these books, because they one thing that sound like a loud bug. One thing I'm really trying to get into more people of color books, because growing up I mainly read about like white people being the main character. Nothing wrong with that, but I can't relate. I couldn't relate to that. So I'm probably gonna be talking about her skin color, her hair, things like that, so I feel like I can relate more to it. And also, flipping through the book, I read something about one of the characters might be like mixed, and the way they were describing being mixed, like they didn't know how to fit in both sides and the struggles with that. So I was interested. I was interested in that because I could relate being mixed. So I'm gonna review this book. If you guys want to like do any follow-up on any of these books, let me know. If you want to do any follow-ups, I will try to do that. So that's one I have right now to read. And then Hockey Girl Loves Drama Boy. And then let me show you the art style. This is not art style I usually like read, but I kind of just want to like get out of my comfort zone and read some of this art style and just explore it and see how I like that. And that's all 4 books I got from the library. Another good thing that I like about the library is they have a lot of books that I want to read, or they do have viral like TikTok books that you might see. They have like newer copies of books, not for like sale, because these are like more older books that they have for sale. But one thing about the library is you can read it, and then if I really, really, really like that book, then I will buy it to have a copy of it. There's been like a couple books that I read and I was not like a really big fan of, so I'm like TikTok viral books that I put back because I'm like, oh, I couldn't finish it. So I like the library for that. So if you have a local library, definitely check that out because it's a great way for a reading book. Okay, so now into all the bigger book hauls. So I got Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Parts 1 and Part 2. This is, I think, like, oh yeah, special rehearse edition script. So it's kind of like a screenplay, I think. See, like Act 3, Scene 4, it's kind of like that. But I have never read this one. I have read all the Harry Potter books and watched all the movies, but I have never read this one. So I just thought it'd be interesting to read it eventually whenever I have time or browse it. So I got this. This one is one that I bought, I think, for like $2 or $3. And then I got another Harry Potter book. I do want to, a goal of mine is to collect all of the Harry Potter series. This is Sorcerer's Stone. I think this is the second one. I think it's the second one. Oh, year 1. No, mind, that's the first one. That's the first one. The Harry Potter books, I want to collect all of them, but if you looked online, there's a lot of different like covers of the Harry Potter books. I don't know what they're called, like when people do different covers of them, but I kind of want to get like different covers of them because I just think they like look a little prettier, but I kind of want to get different covers. So yeah, I want to collect the Harry Potter series book. And then this is a new one. I have not read this one yet. It's The Love Hypothesis. I haven't read this. I know one of my friends were reading this, so and she said it was kind of similar to another book that I was reading, so I decided to pick this one up. And then I got By the Book. Oh wait, should I do summary for this? The Love Hypothesis. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the summaries because if I was watching a book haul, I would kind of like to read the summaries because I want to know if I would like to get it. So this is The Love Hypothesis. It's called, wait, I just said what it's called. When a fake relationship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into the situation. Convincing Anne that Olive is dating and well on her way to happily ever after was always going to take more than hand-wavy Jedi mind tricks. Scientists require proof. So like any self-respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. That man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and well-known ass, which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agreed to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. And when a big science conference goes haywire, putting Olive's career on the Bunsen burner, Adam surprised her again with his unyielding support and even more unyielding six-pack abs. Suddenly, the little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. So there's that. That's the summary for that one. I haven't started reading that one yet. I skimmed the page lately, and I think I've seen a few like clips on TikTok, like you know, like the TikTok clips where they like do the little dialogue or something like that. Okay, then I got By the Book. This is the one from the library. I got this one in author's voice from Walmart. This one's from the library. Okay, as a devotee of classic novelty, Mary, I think her name is covered up. As a devotee of classic novelty, Mary is a walking why do these book summaries have such big word? I can't pronounce. Okay, let's try to read this summary again. As a devotee of classic novelty, Mary is a walking book of mistakes that have been made, especially by her favorite literary heroines. So when some new friends seem in danger of falling for the same tricks employed since the days of Austen and Tolstoy, Mary starts compiling the Scoundrel Survival Guide, using literature's bad boys to spot red flags in the dating department. But despite her best efforts, she soon finds herself falling for a supposed cad, the same one she warned her friends away from. Without a convenient rain-swept moor to flee to, Mary is forced to admit that real life doesn't follow the same rules as fiction. And if she wants a happy ending, she's going to have to ditch the books and write it herself. I think the book cover looks cute, and it sounds pretty good to me, so I haven't read this yet. None of these books I have, half these books I have read, and half these books I haven't read. Okay, the next one is Kitchen Princess. Now, this one was I got for free. Not sure if I'm gonna read it anytime soon, but it's free, and collecting manga is cute, so I was like, why not? It's about kitchen stuff. I like kitchen baking stuff. And then I got Muggles and Magic. Okay, as you can see, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so I want to collect all the Harry Potter series, and then like any like random like Muggles and Magic where they go deeper dive into like the meaning behind spells or the meaning behind characters. I like it. I like reading about it. I think it's cool. I like the whole fantasy. I love everything about Harry Potter and the Harry Potter world. So this one is I guess more about how it came about, maybe. It's a cool picture. Okay, here's something like this. You see? It kind of is talking about just more details about the book. He made it at the prison. And then we got some spells and curses and what they are. A banishing charm, a charm used to send an object or a person away. Ancient runes, a class Hermione Granger takes as a third-year student. I just think these little details are fun. Just fun to read about, and if you ever want to brush up on some things that you forgot. And then I got the Hunger Games. This one was free again. My teacher in middle school read all of the Hunger Games books to me, which was really fun experience. That was something I always looked forward to. I did watch all of the Hunger Games movies, and I really love the Hunger Games series as well, so I do want to collect all of the Hunger Games books. Maybe I'll reread it myself. I'm not sure, because yeah, my teacher read it to me, and then I watched all of the movies. So that's and I'm really excited for the new Hunger Games. Is anybody else a Hunger Games fan? Like, comment below if you've seen the new, like, it's like prequel. I cannot say words. You know what I'm talking about, okay? But it's like a new Hunger Games coming out, like, and it looks really good. It's kind of hard because, like, you know how President Snow is? It's like a younger version of himself. You like, he turns into this, but I'm excited. I'm excited for that one. And then next up we got Was I reading this part? I was like, I couldn't read cursive all of a sudden. I know how to read cursive, but it was a little bit hard. And then, I know how to read cursive, but this font was a little hard to read. And then there were none. This was a giveaway prize I won from Margarita Sister Designs. I'm a little bit into the book right now. Like, the first few pages, I'm still on chapter 1. I just haven't had a lot of time for reading, sadly. So hopefully I'm gonna have a few more chill weeks, months to read. So this is a summary for And Then There Were None. 10 strangers are lured to an isolated island mansion off the Devon coast by mysterious UN Owen. At dinner, a recorded message accuses each of them in turn of having a guilty secret, and by the end of the night, one of the guests is dead. Stranded by a violent storm and haunted by a nursery rhyme counting down one by one, they begin to die. Who among them is killed, and will any of them survive? Now, I'm interested to read this book because I like reading and watching things about people being stranded. Like, what's the 100? I like that series a lot. Lost in Space. I like things that are like they're stranded. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. It makes it more thrilling, more interesting, more like unique storyline. So I'm excited to read this. I started it like in October, for like Halloween spooky season, but I haven't finished it. That one, and then Archer's Voice is another one that I'm on chapter 2 right now of Archer's Voice. Didn't get far into this, but I'm definitely interested in this. I heard it seems like it has really good reviews. This is another one I briefly saw on TikTok and I remembered about it. And this one seems emotional. From just flipping through it, just knowing about reading the description about the characters and watching some TikTok videos, this one seems like an emotional roller coaster. So I gotta prepare myself for that. So here's a summary of this. Also, the cover is very pretty and one of the top 100 romance novels of all time on Goodreads. Oh, good job. Archer's Voice. I went to lose myself in the small town of Pelin, Maine, to forget everything I had left behind. The sound of rain, the blood, the coldness of a gun against my skin. Oh. For 6 months, each breath has been a reminder that I survived and my dad didn't. I'm almost safe again, but the moment I meet Archer Hill, my entire world tilts on its axis and never rights itself again. Until I trespass into a strange, silent, and isolated world, Archer communicates with no one. Yet in his whiskey-colored eyes, something intangible happens between us. There's so much more to him than just his beauty, his presence, or the way his hands communicate with me, on me. But this town is mirrored in secrets and betrayals, and Archer is the explosive center of it all. So much passion and so much hurt, but it's in Archer's silence that we might just find what we need to heal and to live. Why was I getting emotional reading this summary? Like, I'm excited to read this. I'm so I just been pushing off like reading books. Like, I want to read all these books, but I've just been pushing it off. But I'm really excited to read this book. One thing is, I really I think I don't know much about his story, but from the first few pages, he is mute. I don't know the whole backstory in that. Like, he doesn't speak. He communicates with his hands and sign language. When I was briefing it, so I thought that was because I have watched videos on sign language. I have watched movies on sign language, but I have never read a book where they like talk in sign language. So I think that's gonna be interesting seeing. And I really enjoy watching movies where like one of the main characters is blind or they're deaf, and the love story is just really beautiful. How they like convey how they navigate the world, and you just see from a different perspective, you know. Like, you just think about the world a little bit differently when you like look at it from other types of view, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm excited for that one. I'll put some really good ones, movies that I really like. They're like K-dramas and C-dramas and like a Japanese drama, I think, of ones that I really like that I think have like a beautiful love story. Okay, this one is called Alone Out Here. I only got a few few pages into this one too. Sometimes I can like go straight through a book, or sometimes I'm just like going book to book. This one I got free from the library, but this is an uncorrected advanced proof, cover not final, so like I think it means that it's not a finished book and it's not expected to look like one. I'm hoping like the ending's finished, but it means that like the spelling, there might be errors in spelling, page length, something like that. But it was free and it looks interesting, so how could I not go for it? And again, they're like stranded, so I wanted to pick it up. The year is 2072. Soon a volcano eruption will trigger catastrophic devastation, and the only way out is up. While the world's leaders, scientists, and engineers oversee the frantic production of a space fleet meant to save humankind, the children are brought in for a weekend of touring the Lazarus, a high-tech prototype spaceship. But when the apocalypse arrives months ahead of schedule, first daughter Lei Chen and a handful of teens from the tour are the only ones to escape the planet. This is a new world, a starship loaded with a catalog of human artifacts, a frozen of animal DNA, and 53 terrified survivors. From the panic arises a coalition of leaders, spearheaded by the pilot's enigmatic daughter, Eli, who takes the wheel in their hunt for a habitable planet. But as isolation presses in, the uneasy peace begins to fracture. The struggle for control will mean the difference between survival and oblivion, and Lei must decide whether to stand on the side of the mission or of her own humanity. With aching poignancy, intense, heart-in-your-mouth action, this enthralling saga will stay with readers long after the final page. Yeah, I only briefly started this, but it seems interesting so far because, like I said, I like stranded things, whether it's been on space or in the island. So I'm interested to see how that one turns out. This isn't a book, but I love it. It's Rave Master. It is a book. It's just not in book form, okay? I originally read these all online, like high school, middle school, I forgot when, but when I was younger, I read all of Rave Master, and this is the same creators of Fairy Tale. I love Rave Master. I want to collect all the mangas, but I never saw the DVD. It was at the library, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get you. And then I got Sky of Swords, A Tale of the King's Blades. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna like this. Honestly, the storyline, it was like super interesting to me. I mainly got it for like research purposes. Because it deals with like not fantasy, but more like royalty, like castle, things like that, which I'm interested in writing about. So I just kind of wanted to see how they word things and how they talk, just like for research purposes, more like it. Because they talk about dark chambers and like calling them sir or lord and lady and things like that. You know, like how like the royalty or what's like the fantasy? Is it considered fantasy? No, it's not. I don't think it is. Like royalty stuff. I'm not sure. Okay, so the summary for this is: the Princess Melinda was a lonely and unloved child growing into young womanhood in the cold, intrigue-ridden court of King Ambrose. At an early age, she learned to fight for what was rightfully hers. But even her great courage and matchless wits could not withstand her father's treacheries. A female, and therefore a useless ornament in Ambrose's eyes, Melinda can do nothing but submit when her father offers her to the most notorious pirate ever to sail the seas, in order to end an inconvenient war. But then the king dies abruptly, and suddenly the crown sits uncertainly on the head of his sickly infant son Amby, with Melinda standing bravely at the babe's side as heir and protector in the face of the insidious plottings of traitorous would-be usurpers. Civil war is Chival's grim destiny as Melinda, now queen, desperately searched for a way to preserve her rule and realm. In this bloody labyrinth of schemes and betrayals, the few stalwarts who she can be sure of are the blades of the royal guard, each one bound to absolute loyalty by the magical ritual of a sword stroke to the heart. These are men, the only men she can trust to the death. But the blades themselves are in grave peril as the people rise up against them. And with a rebel army marching on Iron Hall, the fabled school that turns unwanted rebellious boys into finest swordsmen in the known world, Queen Melinda must make the most crucial decision of her life, a choice that will either redeem her kingdom from chaos or bring ultimate destruction down upon her, her blades, and herself. I'm sorry. I am sorry if my reading of the summaries is kind of bad. I'm getting kind of nervous reading them, and also doing all this reading is giving me like flashbacks of me reading in school, and I was so shy in school. I'm still shy now, and when I used to have to be like, when it's like mandatory to read in front of people and they call on me, I would read super fast, and so I would just be done with it and I could like be quiet again. So that's why I usually talk fast. I may read fast, and a lot of these books have like super big words that are hard to pronounce for me. And then we got Midnight at the Dragon Cafe. This is another one from the library, and there's 2 other ones. Oh no, there's like maybe 5 more. Okay, set in a small Ontario town in the 1960s, Midnight at the Dragon Cafe is the story of a young girl whose life is changed over the course of one summer, when she learns the burden of her secrets and ultimately the grace of forgiveness. Sue Jen and her parents settle uneasily into their new life in a town where they are the only Chinese family, isolated by language and long hours at the diner they own. Things change when Lee Kung, Sue Jen's half-brother, arrives. He works in the kitchen and smolders under the responsibilities he must carry as a dutiful son. Forming an alliance with his mother, a beautiful, bitter stepmother, Sue Jen's father, one of the Lowakyu, the older timers generation, works continually for a better future and strives to save face at all costs. In simple, intimate prose, Judy Fong Bates vividly captures the time and place and the complexity of a childhood divided by 2 cultures and touched by unspoken secrets and unfilled longings. Midnight at the Dragon Cafe is an original, haunting novel that reveals universal truths about loss and discovery. So I thought that was pretty interesting to maybe read about soon. And then we got Beauty and the Beast. Just because I love Disney, I love the princesses. Beauty and the Beast is one of I can't when people are like, what are your favorite Disney movies? It's hard for me to decide because I like a lot of them. But Disney princesses, one of my top ones is Tangled, Rapunzel. I have watched that movie more times than I can count. I don't know how many times I have watched that movie. I love Tangled. I love Eugene and Rapunzel. And then Beauty and the Beast is another Disney princess movie that I really enjoyed, and I like the live action as well. So I really enjoy the Beauty and the Beast because I really enjoy Belle and her personality. I think she's beautiful. And then I got this Into the Jungle art coloring book. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly, because this is how it looks, and for some people this is good for them. Like I love coloring, and I thought this would be like a relaxing thing to do, but when I was looking through it, it's kind of overwhelming to me. I think it's just too many little tiny pieces that I have to cover, and it's kind of overwhelming to me. So I think I kind of need to get a coloring book. I was kind of looking at coloring books that have like more like the manga character kind of drawings, and like more simple drawings, like the background simple and like the piece you're drawing simple. Like these just have a little bit too many pieces for me. It looks cool, but I'm not sure. It's just kind of like it makes me like coloring is supposed to be like peaceful and relaxing, but it kind of stresses me out looking at these ones. Okay, so we looked at this big box. Oh, I hit myself in the face. This one is empty, so we'll refill that with books. And now we have the books that are in the self-love tote bag. And majority of, oh my gosh, these books, maybe half I've read. Don't fall, books. Okay. So the first one is The Secret Garden. I remember reading this when I was younger, but I can't remember much about it. So I just kind of want to reread it. I do remember liking it when I read it because I thought it was like so cool and interesting, but I can't remember much about it. So I thought this would be cool because it's just kind of cool to like collect childhood books you have read. Like this one I might reread. Some other ones I might not reread because I already know them, but it's just kind of cool to like collect them and just think about how you felt as a child or younger reading them. And I got Avatar: The Last Airbender. I want to get more of these. This one is The Promise Part 3. Another thing that I'm a big fan of. I love the Avatar. I was just watching the Avatar the other day, but on the background. So yes, I'm so excited to see this, and I hope to collect. Oh, the kiss scene. But yeah, I'm really excited. But I got this, and I hope to get more. I saw Affection. I had this like since my birthday. My sister got this for me. I have not read it yet. Some books that I really want to read, I automatically read. And some books that I really want to read, I don't read because I need to be in the right setting. I need to be in the right mood. Like I need to be right. Everything needs to be right. And that's with some shows as well. I really want to read this. And I want to, because I first thought it was coming out as anime. I'm like, oh my gosh, the anime looks so cute. The description looks so cute, but I want to read the manga first. So I'm going to try to read this for the anime comes out. And then I got My Neighbor Totoro. This, like the little plastic thing I have to fix. I haven't watched this, but I thought like the studio art is pretty. Like all the background scenes they always do, it's very beautiful. So I thought it would be cool to read that. And then I got Elemental Glade. Never read this. Not sure if I ever will anytime soon, but it looks kind of cool. I just like collecting manga. I just like the way manga looks. But yeah, so I haven't read this one at all. And then I got Warriors. This is, I'm not sure what book this is. Now the book I read like the whole Warriors series. It wasn't like a graphic novel though, a manga. It was more like words on a page, like a thicker book. I did read the whole Warriors series, and when I was younger, I was like obsessed with it. So I thought that was cool to just have. I never read this one, so I might brief it. But I think Warriors would be like another cool one to collect because that was like a childhood book that I read. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's right here. I did get one of them. This is what I was talking about. This is Warriors. I was thinking about it. So this is what it looks like. It's like, yeah, like just a regular book of words. These are the ones that I have read, and I really loved them as a kid. So I just think it'll be cool to just collect them all and maybe read. This is book 6, and I have to collect all of them before I read them again because you kind of have to, because these aren't standalones. Like you have to read them in order. Okay, so I really enjoyed this book series as a kid. And then I got Little House on the Prairie, and this is the last and final one of the book haul. I got Little House on the Prairie. I think this is the first one. Yeah, it looks like the first one. I did read all of Little House on the Prairie books, and I loved them. I really thought they were really good. I do want to collect all of these as well. There is a TV show that I watched like several months ago. I didn't finish it because it was like really long episodes, but it was interesting, cool to watch it after like so many years of not like, after so many years only knowing about the books and then finding out there was a TV series. So I thought that was pretty cool. I do want to collect the Little House on the Prairie books again because it's like one of the childhood books. Here are all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many books. I do kind of regret not picking up one of the books were like the sequel of like Laura's Kid, and a book about her, and I was like, I didn't even know about that book and I never read it. Then I was like, oh, I don't know if it'll be like if I want to read it right now. But I should have just grabbed it. But maybe in the future I'll grab it or read it. Okay, you guys, that was the end of the book haul. I'm not sure how long this video is. I was hoping to edit it tonight and have it up the next day. When I was recording, it was like a 15-minute clip, and I know I have like a whole bunch of other 5-minute clips, so it's I know this video is gonna be probably a little longer, but If you stayed to the end, comment a book emoji and then comment any books that you read before or you would like a review or update on. I would love to do that, and I think that'd be interesting to comment any books that you have read also. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video and watching. I appreciate it, and listening to me struggle to read these summaries. But yeah, thank you again. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm really excited to do more book content. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more book hauls in the future. Probably more future videos will probably be like maybe smaller book hauls just so it's not so long, because I feel like this video is pretty long, but probably smaller book hauls. Plus books are expensive. I don't think my library's gonna have any more free just kind of events, so I'm just gonna probably do like smaller book hauls and maybe book reviews, or if there's any other bookish content you would like to see, let me know. I am working on doing a bookmark video, like how I'm making the bookmarks and the process of that, so stay tuned on that because I'm trying to film that soon. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Let's try this again. Yeah.